ComplexCon 2019.
It was lit.
What's up? Tell us how it was. For the less fortunate.
I'm dead.
As in yourself.
Those of us that couldn't afford these luxuries. Go ahead and let us know how it was.
Don't cap. You could have went. Why you ain't go?
Oh, cut the shit off.
Why we gotta cut it
What
off?
you on?
Why you ain't make it?
Huh?
Why you ain't make it?
I had prior engagements.
Okay.
I will not specify, but I had prior engagements.
Why you trying to tell me cut it off? All right, that's cool.
All in this business.
All right. As long as it got handled. Did it get handled?
It absolutely did get handled, but enough about me. Yo.
But no, man, ComplexCon was dope, man. That was a hell of an experience, man. That was my first time ever going. Normally it's in Cali, and I believe it's in Los Angeles, right? Normally, every time.
Yeah, but it's fairly new, so it hasn't been going on that long.
Right. But this year they had a ComplexCon installment that was in Chicago. They're going to still have one in LA as well this year too.
Okay.
ComplexCon is streetwear art. And that's exactly what we got. Met a lot of cool celebrities. Every celebrity I pretty much took a picture with, was able to rap with, was super duper cool. Just to name a few, like Wayno, Speedy Mormon, King Louis, Smino, Made in Tokyo. Like, I met a lot of cool people that I actually fuck with their music too. Made in Tokyo, I fuck with his music a lot. Seen Freddie Gibbs. I wanted to say something to Freddie Gibbs, but he had his little whatever you would call. I ain't gonna put his girlfriend on him or nothing, but I ain't want to interrupt what he had going on.
He was talking to a woman.
Yeah, he had a...
Dreezy was there too.
Yeah.
She was walking around.
Dreezy was there.
So was Freddie in his bag, or was it like... So it was just... There's no room for that. Yo, let me... Can I get... I'm a big fan, bro.
It was literally...
No room.
Walking past you with arm...
Over
around
the shoulder.
Shorty.
Yeah.
Around the shoulder.
And
so
you know those interviews
nah.
that they do, like, don't walk up to me, ask for an autograph without acknowledging my lady. That's exactly that came into my head. You ever heard of somebody saying that?
Yeah, I've heard that.
That's exactly what popped into my head. And I'm like, okay, what would I say to her? Like, hey, how are you doing? Okay.
Excuse me, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know what to say, so I just let Freddie...
ESGN, nigga.
Yeah, so... But musical performance was crazy, too. Of course, the main guy I wanted to see while I was there was Schoolboy Q. I thought he did a good job. The crowd was kind of like too cool, so the feedback for the concert at ComplexCon wasn't that good as far as the crowd to the artist, but I thought he still did a good job.
Yeah, he did. He did a really good job.
Rick Ross isn't the best performer. I think you would probably get that, right?
No.
You would think that he would put on a good show?
I think his lyrics are so vibrant that they might be able to carry his performance. I mean, what did you expect? A backflip?
No, I mean, I just expected him to at least rap. He barely
wasn't
rapped.
rapping. What was he doing? Singing?
It just looked like he was just letting the song play.
I mean,
in spots
he
raps.
He's in different spots, but I mean, other spots he was just kind of trying to hype the crowd up. My favorite part was he came out with the glass in his hand, like is expected.
Yeah,
I thought that was dope. Yeah. Like, I don't know why, it was just dope.
He played all the old ones. MC
he had
Hammer.
his boy, I guess it's his friend that he grew up with or whatever.
His name is Slime.
Yeah, on stage with him, and apparently, like, when he was in jail, he was like, he called him every day and was like, if you put me on stage, I'm a dance more than MC Hammer or whatever. So it was this little section where he told that story, and then dude
MC Hammer plays, and then he starts dancing.
So that was cool.
Yeah, it was a little funny moment on the stage.
Great.
But the performance that blew me away, was LMA.
Wow.
I was thoroughly shocked.
You know,
really?
He be throwing salt on her name. Boy.
And before that, I did not really care for LMA.
She's a good singer.
It's not that I don't like LMA or didn't like LMA. It's just, her music really didn't move me. But after that performance, I'm asleep. I've been asleep.
What's weird is you say that, but when she first came out, You
Yeah.
like 10,000 Hours.
I did.
You liked, it was another song.
I do.
And then all of a sudden you was like, man, I ain't listening to her.
Yeah,
So I don't
it
even know
kinda
where
went away.
I don't even know where that came from.
It kind of
I
went
just
away.
be
I don't know why.
confused.
I don't know. It just, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. It just didn't stick, right? But after that performance, it just, I guess, to your point, Britt, it kind of reassured her for me, right?
I think her music's, I don't want to say undeniable, but it's like, it's getting to the point where it's like you can't even hate on it almost. Like, I feel like everything she's on is like good.
But the thing about
think
it
about
was, the performance really highlighted the fact that she can fucking sing.
Yeah.
She can really sing, like really good.
Yeah. I mean, she's a great vocalist.
Yeah.
There's an argument that Mustard's production low-key kind of hinders her from getting in her full bag. I was thinking about that the other day. Because like when you listen to her album, she was hitting like quite the range of like, you know, different bags, different songs, like slow, and then sometimes it'd be upbeat. Sometimes she talking her shit. Sometimes she getting into her high octaves and shit. I didn't know she could do all that.
Yeah, she can really do it. And a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't like listening to LMA because she always talks." I don't.
Yeah, what's that about?
I don't.
So, okay,
know.
no. Like, on her album, when I listened to it, she talked, like, many interludes in the transition from song to song. Mm-hmm. She's talking. I personally, like, I don't know what she's saying, so I ignore it. But I guess that's what they mean. It's kind of annoying.
What do you mean you don't? Is she not speaking English?
I mean, her accent is very thick when she's saying whatever she's saying, so it's hard to understand.
Okay.
Bruh. If y'all think that's a thick accent,
I don't think that's that thick.
I mean, I don't like
I was
on
gonna say-
stage. I understood her, but it's something about if you listen to the album, maybe you'll get it. But I mean, I don't know. I wasn't really rocking with her talking either. But the song is hard. The songs are hard. The whole album is. But it didn't bother me to the point where somebody was like, "Oh, she talked too much. I don't want to see her." Like that's a poor. Like that don't even make sense. Like I don't know if they were talking about.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, ComplexCon was dope. I think there was a lot of people who didn't enjoy it, maybe, but I think that could be because I don't think they soaked it all in or made the best out of it. Like if you didn't go to any of the shows, and if you didn't go to any of the talks or attempt to, then you probably wouldn't because it's mainly just walking around, looking at the booths or whatever. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite parts was just seeing the celebrities just walk around like they were normal. Like it was so many people that was just walking, and you like, oh, that's Freddie Gibbs or and it was no security, just walking around like everything was cool. So that was my favorite part personally. I saw Alicia P. She's on Black Girl Podcast. She was super, super, super duper nice.
Like that was
like crazy nice.
I mean, I wouldn't say it was a shock, but it was just like wow. Like she was like super duper like. I wouldn't say overly, but like crazy nice. Like, was like almost had a full conversation with Britt. And I was like, man, like, that's fire. Like, I almost want to listen to their podcast now. I don't think it's for me. I think it's for black girls, but it could be for me. But
oh, no, she definitely dropped gems for everybody. So
okay, yeah.
I mean, I would recommend it. But
Get in tune.
Yeah, she was super, super nice.
Outside of that, though, we did end up making it to the Virgil exhibit that's in the Museum of Contemporary Art. Mm-hmm. That exhibit was hard.
Whew, man, I've seen pics, man.
That mug was so inspiring too, man.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I knew who Virgil was before, right? Mm-hmm. But really getting to get a look at his art like up close and his story and his vision and his purpose in it was amazing. It was very inspirational for my project that's, I'm still trying to put together. So that was another highlight of the weekend. And then like Brytnie said, just like, I did kind of think it was weird when people said they didn't really enjoy it. And just like she said, like, I don't know what you went in trying to expect or what you wanted to get out of it. Really, I went just trying to soak up all the creativity from all the brands and all the vendors, all the people that was there to try to, find inspiration, right? I know some people that went went for business, right, to promote what they had going on, and that's another good way to, you know, enjoy the situation. But for me, I just really wanted to soak up the creativity, like looking at how the booths were installed and looking at the outfits or looking at, you know, just the setups that Complex even put together and just trying to draw inspiration from everything that went on. And I really enjoyed it. Would I go again? Hell yeah. I would probably want to go to the one that they have in Cali, though, just to get a different vibe, right? But yeah, ComplexCon was tight. ComplexCon, Chicago, 2019.
Shout out to it. Listening to 3 for $1.
$3 for $1.
$3 for $1 podcast.
He cannot hit 60 for 60. Come on, man.
You can't have these conversations without bias.
I mean, that's just real. I
wasn't being biased.
Bias
is oozing out of your shirt.
I told you Ye was not good.
Why did it change from the listening party to whatever came out?
Pusha T even said
That doesn't even make sense.
What about it?
He gets locked up in the
Kyrie even
playoffs.
play in the playoffs? He's always hurt.
That's an NBA champion, bro.
Welcome to $3 for $1 podcast. We're back this week. We are welcoming back 2 of our members. They made that trek to ComplexCon this past weekend. Welcome back, guys. It's great to see you guys.
Good to be back, actually.
Yeah.
No place like home.
All right, great. So, we got quite the docket. A lot of new music drop. I don't know how y'all found the time to listen to it. You know, it was...
Barely did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to get to that. And yeah, let's just get started. I'm going to hit the intros. I'm introducing myself first. Past 2 pods, I have not introduced myself. I'm
It's been
sorry.
like 4 weeks since you've done that.
Yeah.
Who's counting?
Must
though,
be
right?
tough for you.
That's what we on? We ain't even start.
I mean, I'm just saying.
All right. Look. I'm your host, Gobe. And you guys missed me the past 2 weeks. I haven't given you that. No extra shit on it today. To my right, Raval Lavar. To my left, Brytnie Devon. So let me just ask real quick, Brytnie. So you being from the G, being at ComplexCon, you probably knew all the ins and outs and all the, you know, good spots to eat and all that, right? You probably taking the lead, right? You did all that, or
I mean, I know.
shake his head. No. Don't.
I mean, I
No,
knew
no,
a
no,
few
don't hit us with
places,
the
but
I
I
mean.
didn't take up the lead. I didn't really know that area like that.
Okay.
Well, she's from Gary. We were in Chicago.
Right, but this is a quick trek. She might have went to Chicago.
It really is. It only
Yeah,
took
that's what I'm
like
saying.
20.
I mean, I knew
I'm skipping the jump. Freddie
the
made it.
restaurant we went to. He didn't like it. Lou Malnati's. It's a pizza joint.
Okay.
I mean, I've been there before. It
How you
was
fuck
good.
pizza up? What's wrong with it?
It's just.
I mean, you know, Chicago specializes in like deep dish and saucy.
it was just too much.
I mean,
It was
you
just
know.
too much.
You don't like deep dish?
Nah, I'm not a
Cultured
big fan.
swine.
I'm not a
in
big
Chicago?
fan of the deep dish. I actually like thin crust, which is like, I guess would be the exact opposite. So
Yeah,
You liked it though?
it was good.
Okay.
It was good. But I mean, I grew up eating deep
Yeah, you
dish. So
right across the
whatever.
street. So you
It was cool.
I mean, to your point, Gobe, how do you mess up a pizza? I mean, it was just a cheese pizza.
I mean, golly, you got to do a lot, especially for people that don't even eat meat. Like,
And I
Jesus.
like pizza a lot. It's like one of my favorites, and I did not enjoy that pizza.
fucking sauce on bread. All right, let's go ahead and get into the albums. Do we want to start? Man, it was some iconic people, low-key, that dropped. Nas,
On Friday,
Beyonce, yeah.
Willow dropped.
I said iconic. So Nas, Beyonce.
Wow.
Am I wrong?
I'm not participating in that shade.
Am I wrong?
He didn't tell a lie, Britt. Damn.
I hear you. Go ahead.
All right. Anyway,
Do you hear him or do you actually?
nah, that was definitely the I hear you, but nah.
I mean,
Right.
no, she's not iconic, but like, dang.
What? Because I didn't call her icon living.
Go ahead.
All right. So, excuse me.
Jeez.
Beyonce dropped. Nas dropped. Willow dropped. You good? All right. And who else dropped?
Did you listen to the Willow?
I played it on Friday when it came out.
Did you really?
Yes, I did. It's in my recently played list if you want to look.
I'm good. I don't need to
Okay.
check your phone, bro. You got it.
Yeah, good. You got the receipts sorted out. All right.
Barely.
All right. And then we're gonna also dive into our friend Double A's album. You might know him from Naptown Thrift.
Our
Obviously,
first local album review.
So we're gonna take a look into that as well. So I say let's start with Nas. He dropped the Lost Tapes 2. For those of you that don't know, this music was made about 10 years ago. So it's older music coming out now. Me personally, I was a little surprised to hear this because I know Nas has been teasing that he's been working on an album. Even when he dropped the 7-track project with Kanye, he was like, after it dropped, he was like, I'm still working on the album though. So, I'm thinking, okay, he's coming with some summer shit. And then he dropped the Lost Tapes 2, which isn't exactly a summer vibe.
Not at all.
Is that cap or not? But at the same time, I always respect Nas's lyricism and all that. We know he can rap. We know he's one of the greatest rappers of all time. We know all that. So 16 tracks.
Is this your review? Or is this the intro?
What you mean? You don't agree?
I'm going to let you finish. Go ahead.
What? Is he not one of the greatest rappers of all time?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So what did I say wrong?
Yeah. Objectively, yes.
Yeah, objectively.
Okay. All right, that's fair. 16 tracks. The thing I loved about this album. Okay.
You loved.
I don't. Whoa. That takes a step back. The thing I liked about this album.
Man, you gassed it on Twitter. It's heat.
Yeah,
I didn't say heat. No, if you go quote me.
Refreshing?
Yes.
Was that the word you used? Okay.
But you hit the chat and said it was heat.
I did in all caps too.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
So
that's crazy. I forgot about that.
The initial quote was correct.
I forgot. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Correct. Let me explain though. Okay, so all right, let me explain. I guess I got a whole bunch of shit to explain. So let me start with refreshing. The reason I said this tape was refreshing is because I feel like not a lot of people are rapping to this level right now. So it was refreshing to hear the storytelling and the bars and all that. So that's what was refreshing to me. As to heat, I mean, this would have been heat if he dropped this 10 years ago.
So is it heat?
Right now?
Is it heat?
So, yeah. It's heat.
Why are you hesitant?
Because I don't see myself playing this anymore. That's
what I'm saying. So if you listen to it in context,
it can be heat though. It can be heat though.
It could have been heat.
Okay, that's fair. Past tense.
I'm gonna let you finish your review.
Right. It could have been heat. I like that actually. It could have been heat if he would have dropped this a while back. I'm just curious as to what made him want to drop this in the dead of summer. That's just my only question. You know what I mean? Like this is a winter album, damn near. Like this is the cold world, fucking get your Snuggie or whatever type of vibe. But still, I mean, the storytelling, I mean, it's crazy on here. Tenasia was one of my favorite songs on there.
That was an interesting track, man.
Yeah, there was a lot there.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No,
go ahead.
no.
Finish. You done? No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Literally named one song. He's asked me if I'm done 3 times.
He is ready, okay?
He is ready. Oh, he's ready. He is ready. Let me get out of your way, bro. Queen's Wolf. Queen's Wolf was a great song as well. Queen's Wolf was a great song as well. And I also like the one with Swizz too, adult film. That was an interesting pairing. I don't think I've ever heard, or maybe it's just not coming to mind, a Nas and Swizz collab. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I think they've linked up before.
I'm trying to remember. I can't really remember.
I mean, I can't even imagine them not.
Yeah, I mean,
I could be wrong. I just,
yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, it is heat. Like the the bars are heat. The storytelling is heat. It's just I don't know why he dropped it right now. It sounds a little bit dated as well. So I mean, that's really all I got. I mean, it's a lot of tracks too, and when you're rapping in this kind of linear kind of flow, I mean, it can put you to sleep a little bit. So there's that as well. So. You know, if you're into Nas, I think you'll like this album. If you're looking for some turn up, August about to start, I'm trying to, you know, hot girl summer it. Yeah, this ain't for you, dog. So go ahead, G.
So you fuck with the lyrics and shit?
I fuck with the lyrics, yeah.
But you don't like KOD for what reason? From J. Cole?
I don't like his rapping style on there.
No, you said that you thought he was preachy.
Yeah, he's preachy. Yeah.
So you didn't think he was preachy on this joint? Nah,
I don't think so.
So the whole song he made about the type of shorty he want and loving hip hop. I don't want no shorty like this. You need to be like this. Cooking in the kitchen with dinner, coming home type shit. You fucked with that, but you didn't fuck with KOD type shit.
Is that preachy?
I mean,
or is that just him telling what he wants?
This album was preachy.
Don't agree, but go ahead and continue.
All right, that's cool.
I don't think that's a good comparison in that sense.
On some
because he's talking about what he likes, right?
Nah,
he's not telling you what you should like.
Especially on that joint.
We're talking about today's, right?
He said how the hook was like, "Women, close your legs."
I know what you're talking about. Okay, that's a different song.
Wow.
You didn't catch that joint?
I did catch that joint.
I
how
was
could
like,
you miss it?
What in the crisis?
Okay, so one song sounds preachy then.
I mean, no, I didn't say that.
Because now that you bring it up, I do remember that. That was an interesting line.
I mean, he didn't. Now, mind you, he didn't say it, but the lady said it on the hook. I mean, I'm sure they were in the booth.
What is her name?
Okayed. I don't know her name.
Continue.
We're talking about Ravine or something.
I
like
think that yes, Ravine number 6.
Beautiful Life is the song. You're right.
No, that's Royalty. That's
I was
Royalty.
gonna say Beautiful Life. Song got on my last nerves.
No, that song that I'm referring to, the Women Close Your Legs joint, that was on the hook, and that was Royalty.
Okay.
Gotcha. Tenacia was an interesting track about. I think he was the one that said the line, "If we're all from Asia, Africa was connected to Asia." I'm gonna have to look that up, research that, because that's a very interesting line. I've never heard that point of view, so I'm gonna look that up for sure. But outside of that, I'm a person that.
This is your lane.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry, are you done?
No, I'm not.
Okay, good. I'm sorry.
I while
I
listening,
saw what you did there. That was
whatever.
But
this is what I appreciate from hip hop: the lyrics, substance, bars. I'm not the biggest Nas fan though, so I'm a little biased right now, and I'm gonna go ahead and state it. My dad was one of the biggest Jay-Z fans, so the rift was created there. But I do recognize he rapped very well on this joint. Like, he was really, really rapping. I didn't know that it was made 10 years ago. Was Love and Hip Hop like the show like 10 years ago?
Love and Hip Hop been going on for a very long time.
Yeah, okay. That's when it was at its peak.
Because when you said that it was 10 years... it was made about 10 or 12 years ago.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, wow. So,
Atlanta, Hollywood, like, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't know that. So, I mean, I never watched the show either. I couldn't care less about it. But as far as, like, the beats were boring, sounded dated. So, your explanation as to, you know, when it was recorded made total sense. I didn't know. I thought this was new music. And he dropped it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
I had to look it up because I was like, "There's no way he just recorded this."
It couldn't have been. I was like, "Wow, he can't be this out of tune." And I also thought, I thought back to the 7-track that he did with Kanye, and my critiques on that one. For the Kanye album, I thought they didn't go together, right? What Kanye did for him wasn't for him. It was more of what Kanye wanted to do and then just go ahead and rap over the top. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't like that album. And so I was like, okay, so whatever he does, I'm sure it'll be more of him. I do agree, I do believe this is more of him, but my only thing was it just sounded dated. So it was kind of hard for me to connect on it in a 2019 sense. Mm-hmm. I don't dislike Nas. His album, I think it was called Nigga. It came out when I was in high school. I really love that album. And I think if he not channels that energy, but just gets back to rapping in the time, I think he can make a really good one. Yeah. To your point about him working on the album, I don't think that this is what he was working on. I can't say that either.
No.
So
it can't be.
I'm still anticipating that album that he's making for the time, right? Mm-hmm. As far as 10 years ago, I don't even know if I only gave it one listen, so trying to put myself in 10 to 12 years ago and then listening to the song would be work, right? Yeah. But I'm gonna try to get that. I'm gonna try to get that listen in. But the first listen, I mean, I got the bars he delivered there. The lessons were there, or the suggestions or his preferences were there. I felt like they were preachy, but it's cool. What do you expect from an educator like Nas? I mean, that's just the type of person he is, but it wouldn't be in my top 10. It wouldn't be replayed. I'm going to give it the old listen, but outside of that, it's just an outdated album. I just can't fuck with it type shit. But
So like you, I think I grew up, my dad listened to Jay-Z a lot too. He listened to both, but I think Jay-Z was maybe played more, or maybe I geared more towards Jay-Z. I don't know. For me, if you were to gather a list of boring rappers, Nas would be on it. I'm sorry, that's just what it is. I've never.
Wow. I wish you could see my face right now.
Look. Oh, wow. I've never enjoyed a Nas project. I'm very happy that you gave that explanation.
Wait, whoa. What?
Hey, it is what it is. I've never enjoyed a Nas album. There's one song that I really, really like.
What's the song?
By him. I don't remember the name off of it.
I know I can be what I want to be.
Yep. See, movie joint. See, I like that song. But like, I'm happy you gave that explanation of it being 10 years old, because I listened to it and was like, no. Like, the beats for me didn't even match with his rapping style, so that threw me off. I just don't think he flowed over the beats very well. It didn't mesh with him. They definitely sounded dated. I kept listening to it like, what is going on? Like,
when
it just sounds old.
How many listens did you give it?
I mean, I listened to it once, but like every track, I'm like, yeah, like this can't be new. What is going on? So that was my whole thing. I was just really bored listening to the whole thing. I got to You Mean the World to Me, and the lyrics was... So this line stood out to me and it just threw me off. I'm going to read it for you.
Please.
Gosh, it's not good. All right, so he said, nah, I mean, he looked like me, a couple shades darker. She be calling him Blackie. That's because his real father.
Why you can't read the line?
Because I just don't like. That's because his real father, Jet Black. It's just not hitting for me. Like, what is he talking
line,
about?
Or is it okay?
Yeah, the line was just bad.
He might be telling the story. Did you get the whole thing?
I mean, I did, but the whole verse was just bad to me.
This is a bad verse.
It just didn't hit.
Sheesh. Tough critic.
It was really bad. And then I rewind it to like listen to the words again, and I was like, nah, this is not good. And I wanted to say so bad, this the album y'all talking about?
I don't think it is.
I just, like I said, I'm not a big Nas fan though, so that could be biased. He's always been boring to me. This album was a tough listen.
Could you agree that objectively he's a legend though?
Yeah, I said that. Objectively, yes.
Okay.
For me, no.
That's fair. All right. That's literally all you can ask. Do we know if this is an album or mixtape? It's just a compilation, okay.
Interesting. Bray, you sicken me.
What did she do?
She literally said, "There's not one Nas project that is good."
In her opinion, it's subjective. I mean, what can you do with that?
Bruh, come on, man. I feel like when it comes to like top 5 rap album of all time, you know, Illmatic's always brought up.
Yeah.
So I feel like there has to be a level of respect.
I mean, I get that. Like I said, objectively, for me, he don't hit for me.
All right. So what is he doing wrong? Because he's spitting bars.
Barely compared to that little line.
We don't even know the line.
Or
was.
that song. Like,
you
that's
giggled all the way through
Dude, you can pick out any bar from anybody.
Gobe, we don't even know what the line was because she giggled through it.
Yeah,
we don't even know what she said.
True.
She didn't say anything.
That's 100%
It was so
true.
bad, I couldn't help it.
But he said he's 2 shades darker than me.
Jet black. But
He called him Blackie. And his father's jet black.
I don't know what the hell.
I'm sure that sounds way better.
But it goes. But the way if you're taking it, you're taking it out of the song. I'm sure if you put it back, it sounds like he was trying to tell a story. He was telling a story that was a part of the story that you didn't vibe with, and you came with the giggles. So then I don't know. I mean, I'm not giving you a hard time.
No, I get it.
I'm trying to give him something because you gave him nothing.
Go back and listen to that song.
What if he's referencing like Charlie Murphy or something?
That's not. Oh my God, you didn't have to do that.
Why not?
What if he's referencing?
Some of my favorite skits ever.
Blackie.
Darkness?
Darkness. That's what it was. Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
Unity. All right. Yeah, so Brit has just completely destroyed Nas's whole discography. So we're going to wrap up with that. Lost Tapes 2, check it out if you're a big Nas fan. I do not expect to hear this at Laurie. So let's go ahead and move on to the next album. Let's go ahead and hit Beyonce. So Beyonce, I believe she's executive producing. She executive produced this soundtrack for The Lion King. Am I correct in saying that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, as most of you know, Lion King movie is out in theaters. Beyonce is Nala. I think Childish Gambino's in it as well. Mm-hmm. So she dropped. It's like a soundtrack / album, but it like kind of goes with the movie because there's a whole bunch of interludes. But it's called The Lion King: The Gift. 27 tracks. I repeat, 27. Chris Brown levels. All right. That's what we're dealing with here. 11 of them are interludes. Okay, so we're looking at a cool 16. So, I'm going to let our resident Beehive. Come on, man. Our resident.
To push this narrative.
We're going to go ahead and kick it to our resident Beehive correspondent that's on the scene right now, Brytnie Devon. Take it away.
I enjoyed it. I listened to it twice. I think I enjoy it. I'll say I enjoyed it the second time better than the first.
That's typical.
I think it's refreshing for me, this was refreshing to hear a soundtrack. I think back in the day, that was a lot more.
That's refreshing?
I mean, in this case, yes. I'll explain. To hear a soundtrack, because I think they were a lot more popular back in the day than they are now. It's not really done a lot, so it's kind of maybe a nostalgia thing. But also, like, the skits.
I love a little nostalgia, boy.
You do too, but go ahead, bro.
The skits in between made me want to watch the movie or made me want to go see the new movie. I think that really helped.
This soundtrack made you want to see the movie that you know the story of?
Well, you put it like that.
First of all, I'll say this here. I never watched The Lion King all the way through. That wasn't my favorite movie growing up.
All right, man. $3-4 podcast. We're out of here.
That was not my favorite movie.
We're going to go ahead and cut
up.
this one short.
On some what, bro?
But she has literally shat on Nas's whole discography and then says she's never seen Lion King in its entirety.
Is that a bad thing? I'm not the first person that ever said that. That was not my favorite movie. I know it was everybody in the world.
No, Brytnie. You said you haven't seen it all the way through.
I've seen a huge chunk, but I turned it off.
Why? It was trash.
I mean, it wasn't trash, but I just wouldn't. It was cool.
It wasn't for you.
It was mid.
It was Reggie.
In that time, yeah, for me.
It's cool. I'm not giving you a hard time about it. I'm literally trying to keep the podcast on right now. He's ready to cut it off.
No.
I'm not paying attention to him. Anyway, back to me and my point.
Reclaiming your time.
Always. So it made me want to go see the newer modern version.
Okay, now I'm going to stop you there. I'm going to stop you again, dog. So this album made you want to watch the new version and hey, let me watch the cartoon first.
Let me watch the original.
I don't, for what?
To see the reference or anything?
No.
All right, that's cool.
It made you want to see Beyonce's version?
Absolutely.
Heard you.
But anyway, some of my favorite tracks were Nile. That was probably my favorite one with Kendrick. It's always good to hear Kendrick. This track, I mean, I already know they have a good chemistry. Of course, they did Freedom on Lemonade. So fire. I wasn't surprised with this track. It was just as good. I wish it was longer. It was only like a minute or so. My second favorite would probably be Mood Forever with Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Childish. That song was really, really, really good. I mean, honestly, the second time, every song just got better. So it's a lot of like dance songs on the project that I really, really liked a lot. Pharrell did a great job on Water. Blue Ivy, of course, they always shout out their daughter, and I love that. So she had a little feature on Brown Skin Girl. That song is really, really good.
All right, look. No, I've had
as
enough.
well. Y'all gonna stop interrupting me right now.
I've had enough. What did you say she did? She always comes through and bodies the feature. Get the fuck out of here. Look, man.
Did I say that?
No, you are done.
I did not say that.
No, it's over.
Did I
I'm
say
sorry.
that?
I can't.
I did not say that. I said they always put her in the spotlight, their daughter, and I love that. I didn't say she bodies
What
her
did
features.
you say before that?
Even though,
But you did. You was.
what did I say?
We're recording.
Blue
What did I
Ivy.
say?
She always kills it.
I
You
mean,
see why I said she would be high correspondent?
she
Like,
did a
come
great
on,
job.
man.
She really did, but I don't think I said that. So I'll go back and listen, but I don't think I did. But she did do a good job. Period.
Okay, all right, go ahead. Finish up.
Anyway, the album was dope. I'll close out there.
All right.
The album was dope.
I'm done with you. All right. So
You ain't see the flick.
I don't care about that movie.
like, what
Neither
are you
one of the
going off
flicks.
of at this point? Like
Okay, but
you
no,
were
but
in there watching the movie while listening to the soundtrack.
but no. So I'll give you this, Britt. You ain't seen neither one of the flicks. So you listen to the soundtrack literally with naked, like for real, like you listen to the music. So I'll give you that. So your rating is a little bit more pure, right?
I mean,
She had no
rewind
reference.
back. I've seen the majority of the movie. I didn't watch it in its entirety. I've seen the majority of it.
Okay, so let me ask you this:
I wasn't a fan of the movie. Like, that's not my favorite movie. Like 98% of the world.
I'm not mad at you for not watching the flick. I'm not mad.
I see what she's doing now. I see what she's doing now.
She did that.
What?
She
Go
said
ahead,
the
go
same
ahead.
thing she
No,
said
go
earlier.
ahead.
She said
Go
the same
ahead. I
thing
see
she
what
said
you're
earlier.
doing
She
now.
said the same thing she said earlier.
All right.
I'm not mad at you for not watching the flick. He's mad at you for not watching the flick. I don't care. Like, I don't care.
Are you done? What are you
But-
getting to?
I will say that because you haven't seen the flicks, either one of them, and you're literally reviewing the soundtrack without any reference, without any nostalgia, and this is the music that you're rating. You're not. This is totally separate, divorced from the movie. I kind of respect your review even more.
So for me, when I listened to it, it reminded me of a musical.
Okay.
I
That's
mean,
fair.
with the clips in between, it was a musical.
That's the first
for
thing
me.
I've agreed with you on this pod so far.
I don't care.
Let me
Just
go ahead
letting
and
you
let me go ahead and get this out of the way.
Okay.
I didn't listen to it yet. I didn't listen to it yet, so I don't know anything about this. So go ahead, Gobe, your turn.
All right. You just came on through her lifeline and then tossed it back to me. All right. Britt, you're 0 for 2 when it comes to Lion King films. Horrible shooting percentage. All right, I'm gonna be honest. This project they ain't really do it for me. It felt like a lot of the songs with Beyonce on it were just her belting, which I understand because it's a soundtrack. It's supposed to be a musical theme. A lot of the songs that you hear on the original Lion King are like those kind of songs, though. So I understand. She's up that alley.
So what didn't you like?
Huh?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I mean, please interrupt me. Go ahead. What were you
Don't
saying?
do that because you damn near cut the pot off on her.
Yeah, you did interrupt me several times.
That's fair. All right. Duly noted. So, yeah. So, like I said, I wasn't the biggest fan of this soundtrack. I didn't really like the song with Jay-Z and Childish Gambino. I really didn't. Move Forever. It just didn't really hit for me. I'm not sure I'll go back, but it didn't really hit for me. I really like Water with Pharrell. That's a great song. Brown Skin Girl is great. Oh, Blue Ivy just went in there and fucking tore the booth down.
I can't believe you, Britt.
That is crazy to me, man. That is crazy.
We got to rewind that, go back to that.
No, that's going. No, we clipping that up. We clipping that up for sure. You got Blue
Whatever,
Ivy
man.
and Donna's 16 of 2019.
Whatever,
All right.
man.
I'm a big fan of Burna Boy, so I was pleasantly surprised to see that he got his own song on here, and I thought it was fire. It's I don't even know how to pronounce it. Ja R-I-E. It's track 8, and he's on fire right now. Like he hasn't missed in a while now, so he's getting up there, and I see him. He's coming over here now. You can see it slowly but surely. Stock going up, so I'm happy to see that. Tierra Whack on the album, pleasant surprise. I was glad to see that because I feel like when it comes to like all of the women rappers that are like very prevalent right now, I don't think she gets as much shine as she should. So it was great to see her in that position as well.
Not to interrupt, but to interrupt. We know why, right?
Are we talking about like
Tierra Whack not getting the shine?
Why?
I mean, because she's not selling sex.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, so.
Well,
but go ahead.
I mean, Rhapsody getting nominated for Grammys, so.
Did she?
Yeah, she got nominated. Yeah.
For what?
Rap Album of the Year.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Man. Well, she's not selling
I
sex.
thought so.
I might need a fact check on that.
All right.
But go ahead.
Bet. Also, the track 25, Scar. You guys remember, I think it's 070 Shake. Do you guys remember that artist? She used to be managed by Yes Jules. Parted ways.
Did you just name drop Yes Jules on here?
I mean, just hold on.
Okay.
we cook it.
I'm like, I barely knew who she was up until
Right, but you know who
recently.
she is. Though.
Now.
You know who she is. Anyway, she was on the Kanye album as well. That was the link up there.
Yes,
right?
Jules was?
Well, Yes Jules set up the whole Wyoming thing.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
I knew that.
And she was also managing Shake. And that's how she got on the albums and stuff. So, I was just going to say, I think she's very talented. So it's good to see that she's, still thriving without Jules. So, other than that, I'm probably not going to play this again other than the Burna Boy song. Man, Britt, you are right, though. The Kendrick and Beyonce track is criminal how short that is.
Yeah.
It is very criminal. So,
Yeah.
you can send that to B in your fan mail or whatever. But that's all I got on that. I'm going to go watch the movie. I know what's going to happen, but I'm going to go watch the movie, check it out. So, definitely check that out. Lion King, The Gift, Beyonce executive produced it. And I did like how she brought in a lot of African artists on here as well. I was saying it's not exactly a gripe, but with the Black Panther album, I thought that the array of African artists could have been bigger, but I understand. And I thought Beyonce did a really good job of that here. So I want to give her props on that as well.
Now with this, I wish personally that her name wasn't on it like that.
Okay.
Because it looks like it's her album, and it's not. It's a collab effort, so I feel like various artists is usually used, and that should have been used in this case. But that could just be me. But yeah,
She has like 6 songs on here by her, 7 songs on here by herself though.
I mean, yeah, but
A
I just
couple
feel
are
like
interludes, but
credit to the other people that put in the work for the project.
Is it titled The Lion King soundtrack?
The Lion King,
The Gift
is what it's called. So check that out. If you have a week to block off, go ahead and check that out. 27 tracks. So,
Fact check. So Rhapsody did get nominated for that. You're right.
Okay.
And
Great.
Best Rap Song.
Very nice. What song do we know? Probably the one with Kendrick.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Anyway.
Maybe.
Yeah, good for her. Hopefully, project's coming soon. It's been a little while. All right.
Been that long.
2 years.
Shorter than Kendrick.
We all wait on Kendrick, right?
Right.
All right. Last but not least, we got Double A. He dropped "How Soon They Forget," 7-track EP. So glad to hear from him again. I know he had he had his past projects, Peaked in Delaware as well. Peaked was the most recent one. So, G, you want to take us away on this? You're the only one that hasn't started yet. So, what do you think about the album?
With this being his 3rd installment, he always themes his albums. I mean, I know personally because that's one of my closest friends. This one is just how soon they forget being, he dropped Peaked, right? And since then, he had his run. He ran those songs or whatever, and then he opened his store in Naptown Thrift in the city. And he took a step back away from rap, just a small step, right? He still was dropping singles and dropping, features on different songs, but he took a slight step back from rap so he can focus on his store, getting that off the ground, getting that, functioning and running. And so this album was mainly just a reminder to hey, don't get it twisted. I'm still here. I can still out rap you motherfuckers. And bar wise on this joint, I think he brought it. I told him to his face. I personally like Peaked better. I thought Peaked was his best album. I guess you could say that's ironic just by the title. Out of the 3, this would be my least favorite. I really enjoyed Delaware. Oddly enough, when me and Double A first met, that was the one he had dropped shortly before we had met. So it was freshly new. But I do think bar-wise, he still brought it, right? I think the music on this one, right? Just the whole holistically putting songs together, it didn't hit me like the other ones did, right? But I look at Double A as a lyricist. I think he can really rap. I think he's very, very gifted at rapping. He can put words together really well. He has the metaphors and similes. I really like his delivery. He has different inflection on his voices and things of that nature, and he displayed all of that on this album. I will say it is a good project. I'm not saying it is a bad project. I just like the other 2 better. Some standout tracks, though, I really like Feast. I think Feast is the one that he should push. I know he's already not recorded, but performed those at local shows here in the city. Feast is the one that's fire, and then the one that had Willis on it.
Elevator Music.
That is Feast.
Feast.
That is Feast.
He has 2 with Willis on it.
Feast and Elevator Music.
Yeah, Feast is the one that he had Willis on. That one is incredible. Willis bodied that verse, too. Shout out to him. He's also an indie native, too. And Willis actually produced 3 of the 7, if not 4. I can't remember how many. But Willis is a very talented cat, too, in the city. Other one I like was No Loss. That one was great. I went to the early listening that he did for, of course, his close friends in the city. He talked about how that one was created, just him and his flow, and he wanted to have somebody that, juxtaposed his flow and kind of brought almost a balance to the song. So he added Baby Ebony. Baby Ebony is an awesome artist in the city too. So that one is probably my second favorite. But yeah, this one had 3 producers on it, and it was fire. Different with Fox the Legend and Tully C was fire too. And he also spoke about just the features. A lot of, I think he said his girlfriend, Jordan, shout out to Jordan, gives him a hard time about having so many features on his projects because she wants him to rap, but he likes to work with people. He just really likes to work with people and get people and build those relationships and show those relationships on this project. So that's why it's a little bit more features on this album. But like I said before, I think it's a good album. I think he's still, showing his ability and still putting on for the city in his own way. But I do like the previous ones better. But yeah, How Soon They Forget was fire. I like it.
All right. So let me just start with I agree. Peaked is my favorite project for him. Mm-hmm. It could be ironic, like you said, but that's my favorite project. This one, just like you said, felt like a statement. It was just like, yo, I've been gone for a while. Yo, remember, I can rap. So that's what this felt like. The intro is what really got me. The beat, that whole fucking Chinese New Year, fucking, what are them, wind chime, fucking beat, man. That shit was hard as fuck. That intro is hard. That's my favorite song on the album. And then we get to Discussion. I like Discussion a lot. I thought that was very good. And then after that, man, it kind of dropped off a bit. Chances with Matthias Young, I didn't like Matthias's verse. I didn't. I thought Double A did his thing, but I didn't like Matthias's verse. I have heard music from him, though, that I like. This verse just didn't do it for me. Feast, great song. I like that one as well. Willis killed that. It's tough. It's tough because when I think about it as an EP with 7 tracks, right? I think that, when it comes to 7, if you drop 7 tracks, you got to hit on at least 5, right? Because you probably shaved down the album. You know what I mean? I think he did that with this project. I mean, if I'm counting Heaven on Earth, Discussion, Feast, and then I would say Different. So I guess 4 out of 7. 4 out of 7 hit for me. So it was a good album. So I like this effort. It kind of left me wanting, the full EP when that dropped.
Full LP then?
LP, excuse me. So it kind of felt like a teaser almost. Like, yo, I got this. Y'all take this. And I got something coming. So, and that probably ties in with the title. So I thought it was good. Not my favorite project for him. Feature heavy. I agree with Jordan. Pretty feature heavy. Usually his projects don't have many features, so I was a little hesitant when I saw that, but he did his thing. Most of the features were fire, so I enjoyed it. Not my favorite project, but I did enjoy it. So
before you go, Britt, to that point,
yeah, go ahead.
He did say he has 2 albums coming out this year.
Okay,
so I believe that means it's going to be another, or if not, 2 more. I don't know. I can't remember.
It's 3 in total.
It's 3 in total. This is 1
out of the 3.
So then he's going to have a couple more coming.
Okay.
This year. So, and we already on technically the second half of the season. So he going to jam pack the last half of this year. So he going to hit hard. So to that point, like wanting more, right?
Yeah.
So maybe some of the ones that he shaved off, he may improve and throw on a second one, or maybe he might wipe it clean and go in with a whole other. But yeah. That point stood out because. So
does he usually work with Willis? I mean, I'm trying.
He had a song on Peaked with Willis.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And that was No Copy.
Yeah,
No Copy with Willis and Baby Ebony. That was the one that he pushed last
Peaked
year.
is only 8 tracks. So why did I feel like that was longer?
Yeah, most of his projects are short like this.
Delaware was actually a little bit longer.
Yeah, that was probably longer, but
Delaware's 11 tracks.
Dang, that would feel like that was longer than
Maybe
that too.
the songs are longer. I don't know. Interesting. Okay, go ahead, Britt.
I enjoyed this project as well. I'm different from you guys. I think Delaware was my favorite one personally. It could be just because I sat with it longer. I don't know. But I thought that's my favorite one. This project was good. I think 5 out of the 7 hit for sure. My personal favorite is different. Personally, Heaven on Earth was good, but it didn't stand out like that for me. But it was good. If I had to rank my top 3, it would be different.
Just in order 1 from 1 to 3. You ranking them, putting them in order.
Yeah. So different would be number 1. No Loss, and then Feast. The others kind of just fall in the middle. Chances is last. Like you, I didn't like Matthias' verse at all.
Yeah.
So that made it drop for sure. Elevator Music, I go back and forth with it because I like it, but then I get lost in it too. Like, and it could be it's elevator music, so it's just the play on that alone. Like, you in the elevator, you hearing the music, you get lost, you kind of zone out, and I zone out when I hear this song, and I start thinking about something else. So I don't know, it's this weird vibe that I have with it. But I would probably, I've been trying to figure out this ranking thing, and I think I had it at 6, and then Chances being 7. But the project was really, really good. I enjoyed it for sure, and I look forward to the other ones. But yeah, Delaware is my favorite project by him.
Yeah.
Did you have this last then, or did you have Peaked?
It would be Delaware. I guess it'd be in order.
So you
So
had,
Delaware first, Peaked a second, and then this would be last. So.
but I also, to your point, Gobe, I think this is more. I mean, if I was to interpret without him, I think this would be more of a statement, right? Just getting back to the point, to the fact that don't forget that I can spit, right? I know I said that before, but the way when you put it that way, it just felt like a statement EP.
Yeah.
Like, not so much the best work that I have, but more so I'm just letting y'all know.
Yeah, I think he got the job done in that sense. If that was his goal, I mean,
but he stated that for him, this is his best project to date.
oh, he said that?
Yeah, he said that.
Okay.
So,
I have to humbly disagree. But
yeah. But he thinks that this is his best project. And I mean, like I said, or like we all said, it's not bad. We just all have different favorites of his. But I personally look forward to what's to come for sure.
I wonder if that ties in with, him just loving to work with people, and he got to really, work with different artists and everything and get them all on one project. So maybe that ties into it as well. So,
and maybe also, I'm excited to see him perform these tracks too. I asked him, which ones he was going to perform and which ones he was going to really try to push. And I believe his response was, he's going to try to find a way to perform them all, really, because it is 7 tracks. So you get a set of 30 to 45 minutes, you can get them all in, and probably including, some of his older ones that we all love, right? So maybe Trees is probably when we'll see it, the music festival that we have in the city for local artists and, other artists around. But, yeah, I'm excited to see him perform them, too, because I think that'll also bring, just like I said about LMA, her seeing her perform may change the outlook of the whole thing.
Oh,
so,
yeah, that's usually how it
and
works.
he's one of the the best performers in the city right now. So, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, and one more thing too, like I'm glad that he didn't fall into that because I feel like sometimes with his music, sometimes he's such a good lyricist that he'll overpack like a 16. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, it just kind of, so that'll end up having him, try to rap faster, which is okay, but I don't think he has to do that because he has bars. Like, if he really, kind of maybe slowed it down like he did on this album, that's what I was going to say. He did a really good job of that in ebbing and flowing and not just staying, in a linear, almost just, kind of, machine gun rap, per se. But, so I think he's also getting more of that feel as well. So I can see the growth there as well. So, great to see that too. So I'm excited for that project that's coming. So
Fire.
all right,
Good.
check that out. How Soon They Forget. AA. Definitely check out Naptown Thrift as well for all your thrift needs. So, you guys got lobs or what? No?
No.
I don't.
Not that I can think of.
Let's do a group lob. Willow. Listen to that.
Is that a lot?
I mean, you sure.
I think at this point it could be. Just because
I mean,
she said she wanted to step away from music and then boom, we get an album. So, yeah. It's a lob now.
Okay. Willow, and then, I mean, we get Cool Kids too.
My boys.
So the Cool Kids, they dropped Layups, produced by The Alchemist. It's just 3 tracks, but I thought it sounded great. So I
How
really
long
like
have
this.
you
I
listened
want
to the Cool Kids?
Huh?
How long you been in?
Not too long. Not too long. No, I'll be honest. I wouldn't have downloaded this if I didn't see The Alchemist on there.
Okay.
That's like, if you have The Alchemist on there, it's a surefire download for me.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I like Alchemist a lot. I've been a Cool Kids fan since pretty much they came out, really. So I got a little bias. Those are like heavy influences, like muses to me, like almost like.
Really?
Hell yeah. It's just they originality, they flavor. They take artistic and streetwear, and they put it in their raps. They put it in the beats. Just the way they came out when they came out, it was just something nostalgic for me.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah. I did it. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I got a big bias for the Cool Kids. So yeah, these 3 tracks was fire for me. I had them on repeat when it came out Friday.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So check that out along with the Willow. Any closing remarks? Anything else? No.
Follow, like you said,
good.
follow and
Follow
use
the IG page per usual, $3-4 podcast.
and use the hashtags.
And use the hashtag. Oh yeah. We appreciate the people that were using the hashtag as well, $3-4. So on Twitter, we do have. I'm proud to announce the page is launched. So is it at $3-4 or at $3-4 podcast? I believe it's at $3-4
pod.
At $3-4 pod. So follow that page. Make sure you tag it if you are tweeting about the podcast. Also use the hashtag $3-4. I'm quite positive that Brytnie will be receiving some hate mail after this episode. So please direct that towards her and the Twitter page.
It's cool.
And we will take care of it accordingly. So,
Not my first.
like I said, follow the IG page. You can follow our personals as well. Quick shout out Brunch and Beats as well. I went to that event on Sunday. Slick Vic, Kurt Icy, Nate, all them. So great event there down at the Michael Soul Kitchen downtown. I did get there late, so I caught the dance contest and everything, which was lit. So that was a great time as well. So shout out to them. And Laurie, I mean, none of us could make it, but I heard it was a huge success of the new venue as well. So shout out to that.
Right.
And yeah, that's all I got. We'll see you next week. And we'll hopefully Brit snaps back to her senses next spot. So we're out.